It's that time of the year again. School is just around the corner. I can tell this because Walmart's back-to-school section is open, so that means it's official, I guess. Now, I know the education system is flawed, to put it lightly, but you need your education. Your diploma is still important. Though we can all agree the education system would be a lot more tolerable if we had teachers that wanted to make learning fun, instead of showing random PowerPoint presentations. Or, even worse, an abusive teacher. To think that there are still people who are so sick in the head and stuck in the past that they feel as if they need to physically harm their students for something so minuscule like getting a math question wrong. Speaking of which, I think there's a game out there that actually replicates the feeling of being followed around by an abusive teacher pretty well. That's right, today on Lost Cartridge, we're going over Baldi's Basics in Education and Learning.
Oh, hi. Welcome to my schoolhouse.
Baldi's Basics in Education and Learning is a free-to-download horror indie game developed by MistMan12 and put on the site itch.io. The goal of the game is simple. Your friend left 7 of his notebooks in school and can't get them back because of his eating practice. And as a good friend of his, you decide to go back into school and get all 7 notebooks. But every single time you reach a notebook, you are quizzed by Baldi, a math teacher who loves giving his students trivia but gets angrier every single time you get a question wrong. The game becomes sort of a Slender-esque title as you walk around the school and collect all the notebooks to leave the facility before Baldi catches you and, I guess, beat you with his roller?
It was a different time.
But Baldi isn't just some Slender knockoff, he acts fundamentally different. For example, Slender Man just stands in place and tries to corner you so you have no choice but to look at him. But Baldi actually chases you. You see, he stands perfectly still for a short time, but when he smacks his ruler he warps closer to you. The more notebooks you get, the faster he smacks his ruler. Not only that, but this game has something the original Slender doesn't: other characters. These guys will slow you down one way or another, such as the principal of the thing. Yes, that's his name.
I did not spend 4 years of college just to be called the principal. Do you even have a degree?
The principal of the thing puts you in detention if he sees you misbehaving, like running in the halls. The arts and crafters, who avoids the player until he gets all 7 notebooks. When you get to this point, the art and crafters will become jealous of the number of notebooks you have, and will attempt to warp you and Baldi to the starting point. Playtime stops you in place as you have to play a minigame to escape. The bully, who will steal items from you, and Gotta Sweep, who can push any of the characters, including you and Baldi, into another location.
Gotta sweep, sweep, sweep!
None of these characters will actually try and kill you, but will merely hinder your performance or slow you down in some way. You can also use items to slow down Baldi and many of these threats as well. Now, the first thing that everyone notices when playing the game is the overall style. The game is inspired by 90s PC educational games like Freddy Fish, Putt Putt, Jumpstart, and several others. And I'm happy that Baldi's Basics goes all out with the 90s inspiration, such as the 3D models that are 2D images, the cheap look, the pixelated textures, the 4x3 screen size, and how you can only look left and right, and that music. But there are problems that seem to come from the inspiration, such as the inconsistent style. I mean, we have Baldi himself, a 3D model compressed into a 2D image, 2D sprites in the case of playtime, and photos that are cropped into visuals for the game, like the principal. All 90s educational games do have very dated styles, but most of them are at least consistent. I mean, in the case of Freddy Fisher, you don't see him talk to a random photo of a real human person, do you? But there isn't much to the game besides that. Well, for now, I mean.
Oh, hi! I'm Michael McGonagall, but you probably know me as MistMan12. That's me! I created the video game Baldi's Basics, Education and Learning.
The original creator did start a Kickstarter to make Baldi into a full game, and in the Kickstarter video he mentioned how he'd like to start fresh. So if the Kickstarter does get funded, then maybe he could make a style that's a little more consistent. Just a suggestion.
Let's go camping!
Along with the Kickstarter page, the creator also created a new game for Baldi, Baldi's Field Trip, where you have to collect sticks to keep a forest fire going or else Baldi will come after you. But instead of having sort of an ending, the game is one of those how long you can last or how high can you get your score sort of things. So it's not anything mind-blowing. I'm not sure what the future of Baldi is, but if you'd like to help fund the Kickstarter, then I'll link it in the description. But you might want to hurry. By the time this video is uploaded, the Kickstarter would almost be over. So yeah, go at it.